Hi there, welcome back to Balance Wellness and Fitness Center. I'm Leslie. We are here in the cat cave today. No cats yet, but anything's always possible between the two of them. I have a very short, mobility friendly, and strength building beginning Pilates series. If you need something just to kind of warm up and get you moving, or if you're very new, you found you're very stiff from surgery, from sitting so much, and you need to figure out where to begin, this is a good place to start. If you've tried yoga and found that holding the stretches too long isn't producing what you need, that you're stiff in your joint places, this is the beginning for you. All you'll need is a mat and anything you need for comfort, as everything we're going to be doing is lying on your back. So if you're ready, having something to protect yourself with, unless you have the cushiest carpet, and then I would still recommend something so you don't end up with a lot of dust in your nose, and so you have a little bit of grounding. Because sometimes the carpet does not give you the support that you truly need, or when you need to move to have a strong enough surface. We're going to find our 2 fist distance apart before you lie on down. Make sure both of your fists will fit between your feet and not going more than arm width apart. If you're really stiff or you don't have the abdominal strength, use your arms to lower yourself back. Don't flip your feet up and lower yourself down. If you have the ab strength and you're comfortable with it, find your flat back. As you come down, and again, if you need something underneath your head, put something underneath your neck to give you support. Try not to have your head lifted up. If you do need a wedge, have that wedge all the way underneath your ribs so you can find a neutral spine and not have any unusual load points that will start to cause damage down the road. We'll take our arms long at our sides. Let your pinkies rest or your palms rest. Try not to press into the arms, and slowly walk the feet back. If it's comfortable to have the ankles underneath the knees, if the flexibility is there, go for it. If it's not, find that somewhere in between. Still imagining that the knees are tracking with the middle toes, even though you can't see them. We'll take our attention next to our bellies and our backs. When I said flat back, I don't want you to press your lower back and find a flat spine. We're going to find our natural curves. So your fingertips should be able to fit underneath your back, and finding your pelvis level if you place your fingers on top. So they're not tipped down and they're not tipped up. Just finding that spot. From there, we're going to begin with pelvic tilts. Take those arms long again. If you do need them because you're not certain if right things are moving, place your thumbs on your ribs and your fingertips on the tops of the pelvis. With an exhale, start to draw the belly button in. Ribs and hips come towards each other. You're going to feel your back flatten and lengthen, and this should feel really nice. And your breath, gently release. So take a breath, exhale, bring them towards each other, and inhale, release. If you're having trouble feeling if your ribs are moving, even though you have your thumbs on them, if you're comfortable doing a little crunch, pause, do a little crunch, feel how the ribs come towards the hips, and lower yourself back down. Make sure that's an exhale as you're coming up so you don't build a pooch. Once you find that movement, continue on. You aim for 10, 8 to 10 pelvic tilts here. And we'll exhale, draw in, inhale, release, and exhale, draw, and release. Let's get 3 more. You can always pause this if you need to find a little bit more because you found it and it feels really good. Don't do more than 15. It's because something feels good, you don't want to overdo. And let's find our neutral. We're going to take this onto a rock, make it a little bit bigger. As you exhale, find that tilt. Let your bum come up a little bit. Try not to squeeze, but use your abdominals to draw that in. And as you inhale, you're going to rock your pelvis the opposite way, so you are hyperextending. And we'll exhale. You may have seen some of this, the pelvic clock. You may have had to do it before. We're not going to do the full clock. We're just going for noon, the head, and 6 o'clock being your tailbone. Just rocking back and forth gently. It is on my golf video as well. Let's get 3 more here. Exhaling as you rotating one way, and also exhale as you go the opposite way. Really getting those abs a little bit warmer, a little bit more mobile, and using that breath to help calm, bring more oxygen, and expand the muscles by moving the joint spaces. With those lungs, as you fill them, they press against the bony structures, which press against the muscles. We'll make our last one here. This is probably 9. And then again, find that nice neutral that you started with. Now let's pull our belly buttons in towards our spine, not so hard that anything moves, and then draw it up towards the ribs and your diaphragm. And then find that flesh that's right below your belly button. Engage that as well. You can press on it to make sure it's there. We're going to pick up our right leg and try holding that. And if you lose it, find it again to tabletop. Lightly flex your foot. We're going to pretend we have a pencil out of our circle, out of our kneecap, and draw some circles. If this is too much, you can place your leg on a ball. If you have a large exercise ball, you can fold it here and start with 2. If you were tracing the inside of a teacup, let's go 5 times each way. Then we'll go the opposite way, keeping all this still and level. From there, bring the foot up, spread your toes a little bit and circle to the ankle. Let's get 5 times there. Arms nice and long, keeping the ears out the shoulder. And there's our 5th there. Let's lower this leg down and we'll float our other leg up. And again, if you lose that ab connection, just get here and find it. If you're using the big ball, put the ball underneath there. Pretend you've got that pencil coming out of your kneecap and circle. Just nice and easy, moving through the joint space. And we'll go the opposite way. And then we'll pause. If the leg is down, bring it up a little bit. And if you're using the ball, bring it closer so your foot is free. And circle. And 5 times, keep the toes lightly spread. And then we'll lower that leg down. We'll take our attention to the upper body, doing a very similar thing. Check your connections. Draw your shoulder blades down just a little and not give them just that little bit of a squeeze. Just enough to engage, but you're not popping your ribs up. We'll float both arms up if it's comfortable. And if it's not, let's start with the right. Keep that one up and let the left arm stay long if it just feels too much today. We're going to make those little circles. If you have pencils coming out of your fingertips on the ceiling here, we'll get 5 each way. And then we'll take it the opposite way, just keeping a light spread. And then we'll pause and do the wrists, getting 5. Keep the fingers lightly spread. And then we'll go the opposite way. And now let's do the same thing for the left side. So if you need to bring the right side down, to bring the left up, go ahead or keep them both up. Go with what your strength dictates. Find those small circles here. And 5, let's go the opposite way. 3, 4, 5, and now through the wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go back to that right arm. You're welcome to keep the left arm up or lower it. Use it. Exhale to lift those fingers up to the ceiling. So you're protracting up through the back. If you're grabbing something, inhale as you bring it down. That may seem counterintuitive, but it's on purpose to help inflate the lungs. Press against the ribs, press against the serratus to gently stretch them in a passive way. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, pull down. Exhale, reach up. Pull straight down, squeezing the shoulder blade in. 1 more after this one. This is 4. And bring it back up. This is 5. Let's do the same thing for the left side. If the right arm needs to go down, take it on. Exhale it up. Inhale it down, purposely working with it in a nice passive stretch. Here's 4. And inhale. Exhale up. Inhale down 5. Let's float the arms on down at your sides. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. As you advance, you may be able to keep them on up to challenge the stability of your spine and your core a little bit more. But we're going to float that right leg back up, keeping that ab engagement, flexing that foot lightly. We're going to get 3 heel taps here, so we're going to hinge through the hip. So as you lower, the goal is to find the abdominal movement and feeling that extension versus tapping the heel. This is called a heel tap. And we float back up using that quad, just 3. It takes more strength than sometimes it's realized. And if you have your arms up, that changes your weight distribution. There's our 3rd. Let's lower down and hit the left side. Keep that ab connection. As you hear me keep saying, that's very important, so you're not letting things flop and other muscles become engaged that should not even be helping you work right now. And exhale low, inhale lift. Again, the goal is not necessarily to touch the ground, is to find those lower abs. You may not find it on the first time, but your leg is still tired. It may take 4 or 5 sets of doing this before you're going, I found them, but you will. Make sure you still have that engagement. We're going to float that right leg back up again. We're going to do a heel push, toe pull in. And this one, you may need the ball if you don't have the thigh strength, or one side does or one side doesn't. With your exhale, push on out, lengthen that leg. Inhale, point your toe and draw in. And we'll exhale, push through the heel, point, draw back in. So we're getting what gait movement is called paw back. So we're loosening up that ankle, getting more mobility. And that looks really easy. You still have to keep a lot of things in place here and independently work that leg. And if it hasn't done it, it's not going to feel that easy. Float that leg down, keep that engagement, lift up the left side. Make sure you're not popping up the hips. Again, if you need a big ball, put that ball there. With your exhale, press out, point and draw in. Exhale, press, point in for 2. See, I told you a cat would come. Exhale, press, point in for 3. Exhale, press, point in for 4. Exhale, press, point in for 5. Gently lower that leg down. Walk the feet in just a little bit. Take your arms out a little bit to the sides. We're going to let the knees gently float over to the right. With an exhale, tighten the belly. Don't let your hip pop up. Inhale, bring the knees back up by squeezing the glute. Exhale, take them over. Inhale them back up. And exhale them over one more time. Inhale them up. Same thing, the opposite side. Exhale them over. Inhale, squeeze up. Tighten the belly as they go over. Squeeze through your bottom up. Last one this side. And bring them up. Let's float both arms if it's comfortable, keeping that engagement, or just the right. 3 straight arm pullovers. Exhale that arm straight back, not past the ear. Inhale, pull through your shoulder blade, pulling it towards your hip. And exhale it back. Inhale, pull. In time, hopefully you can take this up to 15. And then you can add some light weight to this or resistance. Or move on to the 20-minute mobility. And up for 1. Exhale it back. Up for 2. And exhale it back. Up for 3. Float the arms on down. Find your sides. Give yourself that little shoulder roll. Find that little bit of engagement. Walk the feet out just a hair. So they're armpit to shoulder width apart now as we go into clams, just to be able to give yourself more mobility. With your exhale, let that right knee float out to the side. The left hip doesn't move, and make sure you don't press in. If you need the ball underneath that left leg to help, place that big ball underneath. Squeeze through your bottom to bring that kneecap back up. Aiming for 5. Keep this ab engagement and bring it up. Exhale it out, tighten the belly. Squeeze the bottom up. The sole of the foot moves and shines. Ankle stays nice and stable. 1 more here. And bring it up. Same for the left side. Exhale it out. Inhale it in. And out for 2. You squeeze it through your bum to bring it in. Take it out for 3. And in. Take it out for 4. And in. And take it out for 5. Gently bring it in. Walk the feet back just a hair, if they'll allow you to. And then try it another hair. And then walk them back out that hair. And then walk them out to where they were. Let's do that again just to warm up the knees. We're going to finish with some rolling up and down bridges, just 2 of those. Walk back out that hair and back to where they were. 1 more time. Walk them in and pause. Walk in and pause. Use another foot to lead back out and take them out. Find that pelvic tilt and just gently move through your spine for a moment that we did in the very beginning. And then we're going to take that on up. Give yourself another if you need it. Light pressure in the feet. No pressure in the arms, no pressure in the head. With your exhale, find that tilt peeling up. Now keep lifting 1 inch at a time. And if your hamstrings are weak or tend to cramp, place your legs over top that big ball. With your next exhale, lower back down just 1 inch at a time. You can go all the way up to the point that you feel like you want to shift your neck or move your shoulder blades or your collarbones. You want to stop before that point. And 1 inch at a time, lowering down using those abs. And lift back up one last time. Peeling up. And I encourage you, if you're starting, Use your ball, use an ottoman, and lower back down. Find your neutral spine. From there, hug one leg in at a time. Pump flex the feet again. Find some nice circles. Lower down. Same thing this side. Pump flex or circle. Make sure you go both ways. And lower down. I hope this helps you in the beginnings of your pursuits for better health for your body. Any questions, let me know, and have a great afternoon.